Trump is messaging directly to those vulnerable populations now, and it's having an effect.
I want to play the clip of this woman that you were referencing from the trucker convoy because anyway, our producer's telling me in the background, and we wanted to give you a little more context on this. Apparently, the guy, the particular grifter that she's calling out is also a convicted pedophile. You know, the gaslighting is so rich, Jason. I mean, they constantly accusing Democrats of pedophilia and, you know, harming our children, and these are literally pedophiles themselves.
Those are generally the ones I always have to ask myself, the ones that are yelling the loudest tend to be the ones that, like, those are the ones I don't want my daughters around.
I know. So let's play this clip, and this is hopeful because this woman, you know, that light bulb came on for her, and isn't that what we're trying to do? Turn these lights on for all these people.
Yeah.
To the Christians, do not be deceived. Stop thinking that everybody who waves a flag and shouts freedom is your friend and a good person, because we have people like this trying to join up in the movements. I found this out the hard way. I found it out the hard way. That not everybody is in things for the same reasons you are. I was in the People's Convoy, and what a fucking disappointment that ended up being. What a disappointment to find out that these people that you were with, they weren't like you. They didn't care about the country. They were a bunch of grifting motherfucking live streamers that wanted to make money off of the people in America who were hardworking and sending their money, little old ladies, old men, people who had to wait for their paychecks so they could give a little bit of money to help people drive around and shout freedom and fight for freedom. And to find out that it was really for nothing, to find out that the people involved, a lot of the people involved that are involved in this convoy right here were really bad people. They were bad people who did not care about the causes that they joined. They used them for their own profit.
I mean, she nails it there. She really nails it. And I hope that will ripple up, because you can see a direct line from kind of this microcosm of these smaller regional grifts going on right up to Trump. I mean, he is doing the exact same thing. He is grifting the country for his own aims, for his own enrichment, for his own ego stroking. So I think, you know, unfortunately, it can be a hard awakening sometimes, but that gives me hope that, you know, much like myself, you know, when I remember looking in the mirror and not recognizing myself anymore, as I had become, you know, radicalized to a certain extent, you know, we have these moments of awakening, and we need to try to really help people understand kind of the process they've been through, because there's a lot of people, hopefully, that are going to come to their own awakenings. Yeah. And, you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of unpacking to do with that.
Well, I think, you know, Jason, was why we do this show. Sunshine is the best disinfectant. And we shine lights on stories like yours and mine. And that woman, you know, she kind of, I've been through so much since that moment for me that, you know, I sometimes try to recenter on those visceral feelings in the early stages. And believe me, I still have them. But when they first came, you know, this was like early 2018, late 2017 for me. I'm sorry, early 2019, late 2018 is when I would say I was fully getting out of my delusion as to who Trump was. And, you know, I went on CNN for the first time ever, spoke publicly for the first time ever. And if you go back and watch that clip, you'll hear the tremor in my voice. You'll hear
it's scary. I was right there. You know, I went through the exact same experience.
You'll hear, you know, the desperation with which I am trying to plead with the American people that this man is a con, that he does not represent freedom, that he has deceived you. That the second, you don't see it on camera, but the second that interview ended and it was on live television, I burst into tears. It was just like this huge release of everything that I had been living. And of course I had been living Trump's NDA retaliation, $1.5 million threat of an arbitration demand coupled with an illegal $50,000 judgment threatening to bankrupt me. And in that moment I came out and issued this warning, and it was very real what I understood in that moment that Trump was threatening this country with. I felt like a version of a political prisoner, and I was a living example of what he did and what he promises to do to scary degrees if we give him the opportunity again. And we can't sound the alarms enough.